your Bass Tracker trolling motor shaft length. Man, I deliberated over this stuff for like 3 months and still got it too short. I mean, it's okay. It works 95% of the time. But if you're somebody that fishes deep water and rough water, see, I never fished deep water. I'm in Florida. But I've specifically moved over here to Central Florida to fish deep water. And it's fine when it's choppy. When it starts white capping, it's still okay. But what happens is when you get boat rollers and white caps, motor starts coming out of the water. And occasionally when the white caps are pretty high. Now I admit there was a hurricane coming. I was out fishing and it was it's just like I said, 5 to 10% of the time when it's rough out, it's the prop comes out of the water, which it usually doesn't matter because I'm fishing 20, 30 feet deep anyway, but it's just annoying because every time that happens I think, man, I should have got the 60 inch. But the problem was it was not all me, it was Minn Kota. I got the 45 inch, okay? And I don't know if you can tell in here, I'm sandwiched in the garage, but it sticks out a good 12 inches on the front. That's how you have to mount it because of the way they drop down. When they drop down, you can see the slot there. When they drop down, the pole's like right here. So it sticks out, I don't know, 12 inches on the front. And then it runs all the way back here. And you can see the angle I got it mounted, which is a pretty good angle. And it's just inside the boat. I mean, with like 2 inches maybe inside the boat. So it doesn't hit docks or whatever if you're tied up. And so obviously that's 45. 55, 60 would have been way the hell back here. I mean, you're talking, it would have looked ridiculous, but I don't care about that. I just didn't think I needed it. I wanted a 50 inch, a 50 or a 54. Of course, in their wisdom, you can't get what I got in 50 or 54. I have no idea why in the hell they do stuff like that. My choice was 45 or 60. They make a 50 and a 54, but not with iPilot Link and not with built-in, it's got built-in Mega Down imaging, so I don't have to strap a transducer on there. And I don't know, it's just the three things that I want. It's 24 volt, built-in Mega Down imaging, and autopilot. You couldn't get it on 50 or 54 inch. So I went with 45. But just so you know, on this is a 2019 Bass Tracker. What do they call these things? TRW Pro 175 TWTX. I don't even know what that's for. But anyway, just so you know, if you got white caps, you'll probably be okay. Occasionally, it's going to start coming out of the water. If you're getting boat rollers and white caps. If you're getting just boat rollers, most of the time you're okay. In fact, that's how I tested it. I went out there, I went near some ski boats, and these are boats designed to make the biggest wake possible because they're surfing behind them. And these big rollers would come in like 1.5 foot, 2.5 foot rollers. And I would stand on the front of the boat and rock it. This was when I had my manual trolling motor that came with it, which was 45 inches. And I would rock the boat and try to get the prop to come out of the water. I could not get it to come out of the water. And then I guess another thing is that, and I called him too and asked him how much shaft is a 45 inch. Does 45 inches go in the water? I did the measurements on their website. Don't believe that. I did everything possible. But anyway, the other thing is, and I'm still unclear about that. It comes with this plastic bracket that shaves about 2.5 inches off the top here. I removed mine and just put a thumb band clamp on there to save like 1.5 inches. So it dropped, in other words, it drops down 1.5 inches farther. And then here's the problem. They got this big old honking 3.5, 4 inch. See, I don't know if that accounts for part of what's used or not. I have a feeling it does. But they got this thing in there. So that's sandwiched between the unit and this. So that takes up some real estate. I got a feeling that's the problem because I could not get my stock 45 inch to come out of the water. And this one does. So that's my take on it. You can get a 45 inch, you'll probably be fine 90% of the time. And what happens was, if you don't have an automatic trolling motor with autopilot, you're not fishing in rough water. And you're probably not deep fishing because you can't stand still in one spot. So once you get these, you're out there and you don't even realize. It's like having an automatic captain. And so you're sitting there and now you're fishing when wind's 15, 20 miles an hour. It's not even bothering you. And then all of a sudden you notice your props coming out of the water every now and then. So your choice. I don't know if you could fit a 60 inch on here. You'd have to put it at a weird angle. I mean, it's going to have to be like a really, because see, here's the thing. These boats, aluminum boats are kind of pointy on the front. And it has to overhang a certain way on here so that the shaft can clear. And if you get a 60 inch, this head's going to have to swing way back over here. So the angle is going to be like 8 to 10 inches different. It's going to be sticking back in the middle of your boat when it's up. Almost the middle of your boat when the trolling motor's up. So, I mean, this is probably good for 90% of people. But it does come out of the water when it's white capping sometimes. Okay, here's a better way to give you an idea. When it comes out of the water, occasionally, I'm trying to think right now, usually on the days when it comes out of the water, I will occasionally get a wave over the bow. I don't mean like a big, huge wave. I mean like a boat roller matches up. We had a lot of boat rollers out here. Matches up with the white cap or whatever, and it hits just right, and and you're sitting up here, standing up here fishing, and boom, the prop comes out, it goes down, you get a wave over the bow, and the prop comes out again.